In this video, for the Social Studies Committee in Berkeley's National Honor Society, a significant historical event I will be talking about is the tragic event of 9/11. On September 11th, 2001, 4 individual planes were hijacked by 19 terrorists from the extremist group Al-Qaeda on a suicide murder mission. 2 of the 4 planes crashed into the Twin Towers, which were 2 towers that were a part of the World Trade Center, located in Midtown, New York City. The 3rd plane crashed at the Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia. The 4th and final plane crashed in an open field in Pennsylvania. The death toll of 9/11 reached almost 3,000 lives and determined the future of security for the country of the United States. Before 9/11, airport security wasn't as safe as it is now. The 19 suicide bombers took weapons like knives and other sharp objects easily through security. These terrorists strategically chose the flights they were on because they were long flights, meaning that the plane would have a great amount of fuel, leading to a greater final explosion. September 11th was known as a beautiful sunny day until at 8:45 a.m., Boeing 767 crashed into the 80th floor of the North Tower. At first, many people thought it was just an accident. However, they were soon proved wrong when a second plane crashed into the South Tower 18 minutes later into the 60th floor. After this crash, there was a huge explosion. This explosion not only killed hundreds of people inside the building, but seriously harmed and killed the people outside of the building. There was dust and debris flying everywhere, which was extremely detrimental. At 10:30 a.m., the north building collapsed, and only 6 lucky people inside of the building survived, and 10,000 people were treated for injuries. The Pentagon is the Department of Defense headquarters located just outside of Washington, D.C. At 9:45 a.m., the plane crashed into this building and killed 125 military personnel and civilians. Along with them, 64 passengers on the plane were killed. The last flight, however, was different from the rest and didn't go as planned from the suicide bombers. Because this flight was delayed, passengers heard of the 3 hijacked planes from their cell phones and calls from loved ones. It was theorized that this plane was going to crash into the White House, killing the president and many more. However, the passengers and flight attendants became heroes and fought the hijackers. All 44 people on the plane were eventually killed when the plane crashed into Shanksville, Pennsylvania. 2,996 people were killed during these attacks and will forever be remembered and honored. The president at the time, President George W. Bush, delivered an address to the United States. One effect of 9/11 was that the creation of Department of Homeland Security, which is a cabinet that is responsible for preventing terrorist attacks and other safety. To this day, we remember the victims, and to prove it, there is a 9/11 Memorial Museum located at the site of the World Trade Center in New York City. Osama bin Laden, the leader of Al-Qaeda and the mastermind behind the September 11 attacks, remained in power until May 2, 2011, when he was finally tracked down and killed by U.S. forces. In 2011, President Barack Obama announced the beginning of withdrawals from Afghanistan, and it took until August 2021 for all of the U.S. forces to withdraw. The aftermath of 9/11 was also detrimental. Thousands of first responders, like policemen and firemen, and people working and living in the lower Manhattan near the World Trade Center explosion, were exposed to toxic fumes from the towers as they burned and fell. And by around 2018, over 10,000 people were diagnosed with 9/11 related cancer. Families and victims were also given compensation. From 2001 to 2004, over $7 billion in compensation was given to the victims and 2,680 people who were injured during these attacks.